The name of the game is Muggins, and this is a game we're going to play often in this class, so it's important that you guys understand the rules. The best part about it is all the rules are on your game board right in front of you, and you can watch this video over and over again if you and your partner have questions. So, your game board is paper, I think it's hot pink paper, in a page protector. And the reason it's in the page protector is because instead of writing on the screen like I'm going to do as I demonstrate, you and your partner will use two different color dry erase markers as your game markers. So the basic rules of this game are that you will use addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division to combine the numbers that you get when you roll 3 dice. You are trying to get 4 spaces on the board in a row before your partner does so that you can win. So let me demonstrate what I mean. Player 1 is going to roll 3 dice. They can combine them in any way they want. You can do this mentally, but it may help if you write it down like I'm about to do, just to keep track of all of your options. So I could use any one of these operations every time. So for example, I could do 6 plus 4 plus 3. 6, 4, and 3. And when I do that, of course, I get 13 as my answer. But I don't have to do just one operation. I can do any combination that I want. And I can mix these numbers up so that they're not physically in the same order as they were when I rolled them. So I could do 6 divided by 3 plus 4. And that's going to get me 6 divided by 3 is 2, plus 4 is 6. The big key thing about changing the order is that we're not actually following the order of operations. You're always going left to right when you rearrange your dice. So 6 divided by 3 plus 4, if I would have done 6 plus 4 divided by 3, I would not start with division like order of operations tells me to. I would still go left to right. And you'll notice that this is not a good option, because if I do 6 plus 4 and get 10, when I try to divide that by 3, I do not get an integer. That's a problem because if you look on the board, all of the spaces that I'm trying to color in are integers. So that would not be a combination that I would want to use in this game. Another thing to look out for are negatives. So if I were to do 3 minus 6 minus 4, I'm going to get negative 7, which again is not on the board, so I would not want to do that. You can get a negative along the way and just get a positive for your final answer. So an example of that would be 3 minus 4 plus 6. 3 minus 4 is negative 1, plus 6 is positive 5. That is allowed, and that would be a move that I could make in this game. So once I kind of play around with it a little bit and I come up with a few different numbers that I could play, so in my case it's 13, 6, and 5, and many, many more that I didn't actually write down, I would pick any one that I want, and that would be what I color in on the board. So I'm going to color in a 5, and I'm going to be pink, so my partner has to be a different color. So I'm pink, now it's my partner's turn. They're going to be player 2 or lime green. So player 2 does the exact same thing that player 1 does. They roll the dice. I get a 2, a 4, and a 6. So there's a little bit of strategy here. One thing that you could do is to try to block your opponent so that they can't get 4 in a row. So if I'm trying to block my opponent, I would want to get numbers in the spaces that are just right to the left or the right of the pink. So what I'm going to do is 6 plus 4 minus 2. 6 plus 4 is 10, minus 2 is 8. So I can color in the 8 with green. Now it's player 1's turn again, and their goal is still to get 4 in a row. My first thought was to do 4 plus 3 minus 2, but if I do that, I get a 5. I can't do that because 5 is already taken by me, but even if it were taken by my opponent, that number would be off limits. So instead I'm actually going to do 4 times 3 times 2, and get 24. And the reason I'm doing that is just to kind of increase my chances here and try to get 4 in a row in a couple different spots. So this game just continues every time you change players, and everybody gets a turn doing the same thing here. When you guys either one person gets 4 in a row, or you fill up the board in a way that nobody can get 4 in a row, that there are no spaces left for that, then the game is over. You can erase your board at that point and start again until your teacher tells you time is up. I think you guys will have fun with this game. Classes in years past have really liked it. If you have questions, remember the directions are on the board, and you can rewatch this video. So good luck and have fun.